What's up, everybody? First, I want to apologize for the noise that's going on. I am making some Vietnamese beef stew right now, and this is a good recipe as well. And if you want to see how I make my Vietnamese beef stew, the link is located right there. You can go ahead and watch that. Okay, let's start with this recipe. I'm going to be making some great puff pastry with turkey meat inside them. So this is the one that I use. I don't have time to be making it from scratch. You can find this at your local grocery store. And I'm also going to use the meat seasoning for my turkey, and I will be using half of a bell pepper, 1 small yellow onion, some olive oil, and I'm also gonna have some parchment paper so I can put over my tray when I put it in the oven. So before we start, we have to preheat our oven at 400 degrees. Now that our oven is being preheated at 400 degrees, now I'm going to season the ground turkey meat. To season the ground turkey meat, I'll be using 3 tablespoons of the mild meat seasoning. The seasoning that I'm using, the link is located below. I'm adding 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. And I have 1 pound of ground turkey meat. And make sure you mix it well. And for this recipe, you don't need to add any extra salt, because the seasoning has enough flavor that nothing extra needs to be added. Alright, now that ground turkey meat is fully mixed with the seasoning, we're just gonna set it here for a little while, and we're going to start with bell pepper and onion. If you don't have a food processor, you can chop these very small, but me, I have a food processor and I want to take a shortcut, so I'm just going to add them in there so they can get chopped. Okay, our bell pepper and our onion are finely chopped. If you can do this by hand, God bless you, but me, I don't have the patience for it, and thank God I have a food processor. So this is how it looks. Now that we have our ingredient ready, let's move over to the stove so we can start cooking. Now I'm turning my heat on high. And then I'm going to lightly drizzle with some oil and let it get hot. Our oil is now hot. I'm going to add the turkey meat in there. And when we add our turkey meat in there, keep stirring until everything, all the seasoning and the turkey is fully evaporated and the meat start turning brown. Reason I say to keep stirring is turkey meat sometimes they do have the tendency to clog up into small balls or something when you're cooking, so make sure you keep stirring. Reason why it gets very watery, it's because the seasoning has organic lemon juice in it, so the acidity will make the meat sweat. So as you can see, so we need to keep stirring until everything is fully evaporated in there. Just have patience with it, give it time, and it'll get there. Okay, it's getting there. Our water is evaporating, as you can see the difference. Now I'm going to add the onion and the bell pepper. And the reason why I didn't add the onion and the bell pepper at the beginning, it's because I don't want them to overcook. But if you don't like onion or you don't like bell pepper, you don't have to add them. It's your preference. And here is the bell pepper and the onion mix that I just added in my meat. So we're going to keep stirring for an additional 5 minutes. As you can see, it's ready. You see there's no water, it's fully evaporated, it's just oil you're seeing in there. And our onion and bell pepper are tender in there. So now let's move over so we can start filling our patties. And turn off the heat. And guys, this is the puff pastry sheet that I'm using. If you want to make yours from scratch, you can do that as well. Okay, let's start making our patties. So The puff pastry sheet has 2 sheets in there. Me, I like my patties a little bit big, so each sheet will be making 6 patties from it. I just follow the line. I'm making my first patty, so I just spread it open. And guys, when you buy the puff pastry, make sure you let it sit at room temperature for at least 40 minutes, because if it's too frozen, it will be hard for you to work with it. As you can see, you see how I'm using this with my hand. I'm spreading it over the tray and it's very easy to work with. So now I'm putting my meat filling inside. Now to cover the meat, I'm just going to fold it over, just like that. And I just press it with my hand. And if you want to be a little fancy, you can get a fork and just go like that. And I'm using this. This is for the house, but if you want to do it for guests, you can make it smaller, or you can just do different shape. But just follow the recipe. These puff pastries are so tasty. They're so good. Whenever I make them, I have friends over. They are gone in a minute. I usually have to hide some so I can have some for myself the next day. So guys, I have some parchment paper in the bottom so that they don't get stick. Just spread them out a little bit when you place them on the tray. Guys, the great thing about these puff pastry is they don't get sticky. Even though they're right on top of each other, they will not get sticky. Work with the space that you have. I have extra tray, but I didn't want to be using any extra one because I know I had the space. So I just move them around real quick. There you go, see? One of the main components that I did not mention earlier is before I put those in the oven, I'm going to use 1 egg yolk and I'm going to brush all my patties. And the main reason that I'm using this is because that's what will be giving our patties the golden color. So when you have your patties and then you see they are nicely golden, this is the key. Just brush them all over. And you don't have to fully saturate your patties. Lightly brush them. Any little coat of the egg yolk will give you the nice golden color. For this recipe, I only use 1 pound of ground turkey meat. And I still had a little bit left, not much, just enough to make 2 more patties. But if you're making more patties, just add more seasoning. Or you can taste it to your liking. Sunshine golden. Look at that. Alright, now I'm going to bake this in the oven for 15 minutes. My oven's been preheated at 400 degrees. Depending on your oven, make sure you check them after 15 minutes because you don't want those to burn. Because these get golden very quickly. Let's put it in the oven. It's been 15 minutes. Our patties are ready. Nicely golden. Oh my God, look at this. And this smells so good. And guys, please be patient. Let them sit so they can cool down because these things, they carry heat inside. So if you bite into them right after you take them out the oven, you're going to burn yourself. I know they smell good, but please wait 5 minutes. Okay guys, that's it for this recipe. Look at our patties. Nicely golden. Let me look at the inside. Look at that. Oh, sorry for the flake. Our meat is nice in there. And I'm telling you, these are so good. Can't wait to try one. The texture is perfect. Crunchy, flaky, tasty. You follow this recipe to a T? Oh. Oh my god, this will be the best appetizer you ever make. Alright, that's it for this recipe. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!